Body trick 1. The French poet Guillaume de Sallust once described the eyes as windows of the soul. Maybe he had special knowledge of the nature of this experiment. Anatomically, the eyes are an extension of the brain, almost as if part of it were on display for psychologists to study. Buttonhole, a friend whom you know well enough for him not to be disconcerted when you peer into his eyes. Then in your own mind decide upon a 7-digit number. Tell your friend that he must memorize that number when you call it out, and then recite it back to you after 10 seconds. All this time you must watch his pupils. If your friend is normal, you will see them dilate as you tell him the number, contract during the pause, then dilate again as he repeats the number. The experiment demonstrates how brain and pupils interact when the brain is engaged in mental activity like memorizing or recalling information. Pupil size also provides an uncanny outward manifestation of inner emotion. The pioneer of this area of research, the psychologist Eckhard H. Hess, has described a test he performed with 8 picture postcards, all unexceptional landscapes, with the exception of a semi-nude pinup. Having shuffled the cards in such a way that he did not know their order, he held them above his head and showed them one at a time to his assistant. He looked for a noticeable increase in the size of the latter's pupils. When it came on the 7th card, he knew he must be holding the pinup. The size of the pupil is principally determined by the degree of light intensity. Glaring sunlight will reduce it to the size of a pinhead, and the distance of the object viewed. That it can, however, also be affected by both emotional states and intellectual activity would appear to have been known for a long time by Chinese jade dealers. Trained as they are to watch a customer's eyes to learn when he is impressed by an object d'art, and consequently more likely to pay a high price. There is no reason why a magician dealing through a pack cannot identify the card a spectator is concentrating upon by watching his pupils dilate when his correct card is turned up. Hess's studies, however, have gone to sophisticated lengths to show how remarkably sensitive a barometer of certain mental activities the pupils can be. Men's pupils dilated more at the sight of a female pin-up than vice versa. To compensate, women registered more positively when confronted with a picture of a baby in its mother's arms. The procedure also worked in reverse, as an indicator of negative response in the context of unpleasant material, pupils contracting drastically in women when shown pictures of sharks, in both sexes when shown pictures of a crippled child. Other tests have revealed how we automatically respond to these changes in other people, without being fully conscious of the reason. Male subjects were shown 2 apparently identical pictures of the same girl and asked to say which they found more appealing. In each case, one photograph was voted more feminine, prettier, softer than the other, yet they could not say why. Then they were shown how the pupils in the photograph of their choice had been retouched to make them extra large. Needless to say, their own pupils showed an increased dilation when confronted by the same. As far back as the Middle Ages, women impregnated their eyes with belladonna, a drug which dilates pupils artificially. They must have known then that large pupils are attractive to men. Indeed, the word belladonna is Italian for beautiful woman. One can only guess that large pupils in a woman signify, at an intuitive, non-verbal level, a very special interest in the man in attendance on her. This unconscious interpretation of pupil size was demonstrated in another test in which drawings of pairs of faces,